There we go. All right. Hello and welcome to Tea and New Book Tuesday. I'm Lisa. I will be your librarian today. Today we're going to go over more October pre-orders because October is ridiculous, as I have explained. I think every week for the last several weeks, October has so many new releases. Everything I'll talk about today didn't end up on the new book flyers, and I haven't mentioned it here, but they're still good books, and I want you to know that they're coming. Let's see. Today I'm drinking Tazo green tea with, I think it's lemon and strawberry flavored, which is delicious. I'm still reading Plain Bad Heroines. I'm at about 70%, so I think I'll be done by next week. And after I'm done with that, which I'll describe that book later because it's on the list today. After that, I am going to read Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, which I think comes out next year. So our first category today is going to be Our World Right Now, books about current events. Start with Let My People Vote, My Battle to Restore Civil Rights for Returning Citizens by Desmond Mead. The author in this case was a felon, and he has worked to restore the voting rights for other felons who have finished their time. You know, they've paid their debt to society and would now like to be able to vote again. His work allowed 1.4 million voters in Florida to have their voting rights restored. This is essentially his personal story, kind of a memoir, but also talking about his work and all the work that needs to be done in the coming years to ensure that voting rights are protected for everyone. That comes out October 6th. American Democracy, 21 Historic Answers to 5 Urgent Questions. This is edited by Nicholas Leeman, but it's multiple essays with multiple authors. Some of the essays are historic. Some of them are current. It includes George Washington's letter to the Hebrew congregation at Newport, Frederick Douglass's What to the Slave is the 4th of July, Martin Luther King Jr.'s letter from the Birmingham jail, but it also has Horace Mann's argument for public schools as a means of fighting inequality, Jane Addams' perspective analysis of gender and social class in charity work, and another essay, Imagining a Transnational America. The descriptions are saying it presents a remarkable range of insightful and eloquent American political writing while serving as an invaluable resource for concerned citizens who wish to become better informed participants in the ongoing drama of our democracy. And that comes out October 6th, along with just everything. Okay, so there's some inconsistent sort of interpretations of which is the title and which is the subtitle. I think the title is probably Why Didn't We Riot? A Black Man in Trumpland. But you might find it written A Black Man in Trumpland, Why Didn't We Riot? It's written by a South Carolina-based journalist, and it reflects a wide range of topics that have been dividing Americans from police brutality and Confederate symbols to poverty and respectability in politics. And it comes out October 6th. Unsustainable Inequality, Social Justice, and the Environment by Louis Chancel. This is about the conflict between trying to help protect the environment, but also trying to help the poor and the lowest members of our society work and do better. One of the reasons there is a conflict is because ultimately helping someone not be poor causes them to consume more resources. It sort of by definition does. But at the same time, when you add restrictions that protect the environment, it can lead to job loss and price increases that affect the poor disproportionately. This has been described as a rare work that combines the quantitative skills of an economist with the argumentative rigor of a philosopher. Unsustainable Inequality shows that there is still hope for solving even seemingly intractable social problems. Once in a while, you'll get a title that is just particularly on point, and it's hard to convey tone in text, if that makes sense, but I feel like the next book kind of pulled it off. It's called Let's Talk About Your Wall. Mexican Writers Respond to the Immigration Crisis. This is another collection of essays written by, obviously, Mexican writers, and they're using the wall and immigration as a jumping off point to talk about all sorts of things, including the history of our relationship between Mexico and the United States. And all of these, of course, are in English. It comes out October 13th. And to end this topic on a positive note, this book is called The Upswing: How America Came Together a Century Ago and How We Can Do It Again. We think of our sort of divisiveness now as a recent invention. He's arguing essentially that it is not. We're now an I society that, values individualism above community, or what he calls being a we society. He claims that we were this divided back in the end of the late 1800s. At that time, America was highly individualistic, starkly unequal, fiercely polarized, and deeply fragmented, just as it is today. However, as the 20th century opened, America became slowly, unevenly, but steadily more egalitarian, more cooperative, more generous, a society on the upswing, more focused on our responsibilities to one another, and less focused on our narrower self-interest. Sometime during the 60s, however, these trends reversed, leaving us in today's disarray. He explains how he thinks and what it would take for us to become a we society again, as in one that's, based on community over individualism. And that comes out October 13th. I need to stop and drink some of my tea. I don't think I remembered to put at the top of this episode how you win today. But today I've got 2 leftovers that I'm giving out as prizes. They are The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart and Winter Counts by David Heska and Wanbli Weiden. I probably mispronounced that. Bone Shard Daughter came out September, and Winter Counts came out in August. I'm sorry, I need a big drink of tea there. If you would like to win both of them, because I'm going to give them both out this time, go ahead and comment below on your favorite thing to drink while you're reading. So your favorite tea, your favorite coffee or soda or beer or wine or whatever it is you like to drink when you're reading. And I will choose one winner, and that person will be able to pick up their copy of these 2 books. And I think the press release is going out today. So I think I can actually say this. You can come in and pick up your book next week when the library will reopen. Okay, so let's move on to Unforgettable Fiction and ignore the fact that my phone is constantly vibrating. Okay. Where is my fiction? It has gone away. Oh, there it is. Okay. Starting with In a Holidays, we had a lot of cute, cozy holiday mysteries and romances that have come out in October, and a few will come out in November. But if you want to get your holiday reading figured out, I would say start now. And this book might be a good option. It's by Christina Lauren. The writing team, Christina Lauren is a pseudonym for a writing team. They prove it's never too early to kick off the holiday season with their latest novel, In Holidays. Malin Jones's life is a bit of a mess, and knowing she'll never spend another Christmas at her family's favorite cabin isn't helping matters. As she bids farewell to the cabin, Malin pleads with the universe to show her what will make her truly happy. Instead, she ends up trapped in a time loop, reliving Christmas over and over again. So this is sort of a Groundhog's Day, but perpetual Christmas. It comes out October 6th. The Invisible Life of Addie Larue has had a fair amount of buzz around it. I've heard about it several times over the course of the summer. I must have tea. Okay. It's by V. Schwab. The description is spanning the centuries. The Invisible Life of Addie Larue is the story of a woman who makes a bargain that allows her to live forever, but be forgotten by everyone she meets. With no way to leave a lasting impression on anyone, Addie's long life isn't quite what she imagined. However, everything changes when she meets a man who remembers her name. Yeah, early reviews are good. And like I said, I've heard about this. People are very interested in this one. It comes out October 6th. Plain Bad Heroines, which, as I told you, is the book that I'm reading. I will put up my review hopefully before next week's episode, and I'll put the review up on Goodreads. My notes just say describe because I'm reading the book. It's a shifting narrative between two time periods. So half the chapters take place in, I think, 1902. The others sort of, not exactly half, but sort of half, take place in the present. There was a curse in 1902 that caught at a girls' school in New England that may have caused some young women to die. And the present storyline is them making a movie about the curse. And in doing so, they go back to the same location, to the girls' school, and start to see evidence that the curse may still be hanging over this place. So far, it's been very good, very interesting. It took a little while to get into, but once you're focused on the principal and one of the teachers in 1902 and the three women in the present storyline, which is two of the actresses in the movie and the writer of the original book the movie's based on, once those three women are sort of together, then it starts to really get going. I'm really enjoying it, and it's considered horror comedy. That's the sort of thing you're looking for. It comes out October 20th. Memorial by Brian Washington sounds really nice. It's about a gay couple that's living together in Texas. One of them is Japanese and the other one is African American. And it's a story about relationships and family and the bonds that hold people together. These two men, their relationship is at a crossroads, and they end up spending a large amount of time apart. But it's possible that their time apart may prove to be what they need in order to get closer together. It comes out on October 27th. Dear Child, I was kind of thinking about reading. It's sort of on my back burner because it's been described as Gone Girl meets Room, and I really liked Gone Girl. It's already on a bunch of people's best of 2020 lists, which is not super early to do that, but you know, it's still a bit of a surprise. It's been described as a psychological thriller. It's about a woman who escapes a shack in the woods where she's been held captive, and she has a child with her. The woman says that she is this teen who went missing 14 years ago. But it's clear to the people around her she's not being entirely honest, and her family is still a little confused about what this is. The man who held her and the child captive is still around, and there's a possibility this whole thing can't be reconciled or handled until she is entirely honest about what's going on. It is coming out October 6th. And here's one I could never fit into a category, but I just really wanted to add. It's nonfiction. It's nonfiction. It's Poppy in the Wild, A Lost Dog, 1,500 Acres of Wilderness, and the Dogged Determination That Brought Her Home by Teresa J. Ryan. And the picture on the cover is, I don't know if this is the real Poppy or if this is just some other very good dog. But it's a very good dog. Poppy was rescued from the China dog meat trade, which I'd really like it if no one ever explained to me what those 4 words mean. She breaks free from a potential adopter during a thunderstorm, and she disappears into this rugged, mountainous, 1,500-acre wilderness park bordered by a busy road. The author was her foster mom, who goes to look for her and spends a lot of time sitting in the wilderness trying to lure her to her. Poppy encounters heavy rains, a homeless encampment, the sheriff, his wife, a series of strangers, speeding traffic, hawks, and ultimately a world of people willing to do anything to protect rather than harm her. Through an unexpected late-night encounter, Poppy is finally caught. After her time in the wild, Teresa reunites with an unexpectedly transformed Poppy, now newly confident and brave and ready to be welcomed into her forever home. The record on this one might not be up yet, but we are buying it, so just wait a few days and try searching it then. That is all of our books today. Next week, we'll start talking about November pre-orders. Remember that we have a Goodreads group, which is where I'm going to post reviews of not yet released books. I have a newsletter that you can subscribe to that lists all of these books and usually has a link that will take you to that book in the catalog, so you can put it on hold before it even comes out. And comment today on your favorite drink in the comments below, and you could win both the Bone Shard Daughter and Winter Counts. Thanks for watching.